Hey guys, so I wanted to make a video on my nostril piercings, specifically just my dermals. When I first got them done, like everything, I try to research before I get something done, especially getting skin punched out of my nose, because it's a pretty permanent-ish decision. I'm not sure how permanent it is, if you can get it fixed. Either way, I wanted to try to do my research. And I couldn't find too many videos on them. I made one on my old channel, but again, like I said before, I have to kind of remake them all. So I figured I'd run through, I guess I'll go through the facts. Plain old facts in the beginning, so if that's all you want to know, that's fine, and then I'll give my story in the end. So, I'm gonna say I got them done about 2 years ago. And the process of the piercing, what it actually is, it's like a biopsy needle, biopsy punch. It looks like kind of a cookie cutter on a handle. And I had one guy do it, and he went through one side and then the other side afterwards. I did keep the skin. More on that later. It hurt. Obviously, all piercings hurt. I don't know what was worse, my nipples or my nostril piercings, to be completely honest. But my vision definitely went black. It was a very different experience. It was mainly the sound it made. It kind of makes a crunching noise. And I put eyelets in. And if you're going to get this done, I do not suggest that at all. The fact that he put what he put in my nostril, it didn't work. So I'll talk more about that and the healing process later with that. But on a scale 1 to 10 with piercings that I've had, I'm going to give it a 9 or a 10. Let's give it an 8 or a 9. How about that? 8 or a 9, because it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, the reason for getting them punched was you're not really supposed to stretch cartilage. Punching them is just a lot better option, I guess. And they are a 6 gauge. I got it done at a 6. And I mean, this is what it looks like. It just looks like a hole in my nose. You can't really tell. Like, hey, I have nothing in my nose, but it's just a hole in my nose. And I just have glass plugs in. And yeah, you can do some cool party tricks after they heal. You can blow smoke out of it. But they're definitely one of my favorite piercings I have. It's just, I love the way that they look. And the healing process was terrible for me, but it was, I think, more, it was definitely more of a personal thing than the piercing itself. And I just couldn't find any videos on, like, what actually happened. I wasn't numbed at all. So I figured, because that's what I was wondering. I was like, how do you do this? I didn't think I was going to have the balls to do it. And I did. So there's no numbing. It's just, they take a cookie cutter and put it through your nose. That's really all it was. 8 to 9, I'd say, on the scale. It didn't take too long to heal after it stopped being a bitch. But I have no problems with them now. The worst that happened was my jewelry fell out in my sleep, and it closed a lot, and it took a while for it to go back in. But I do suggest, as gross as it sounds, don't clean your jewelry before you go to bed. If I can't put O-rings on these. I mean, I clean them every day. Usually I clean them multiple times a day, but like right before bed I try not to, because it just gets, the surface is just too smooth. It just pops out. Like, there are times where I've kind of covered my nose or laughed and it just boop, popped out. So if you have nothing in the inside to keep it in, I'd suggest washing them maybe half an hour before you lay down. Try not to pull them out. But my personal story. Sorry for saying so much. I know that that's a problem of mine when I make videos. So when I got them done about 2 years ago, the piercer that I had, I'm going to apologize. I'm just going to shut the TV off so it stops making a bunch of noise. Stop saying 2 years ago, I asked the piercer about it. I asked him if he would do it, and he said yes, which I was surprised about. But he said, well, I have to order this and that. Like, he had to order all the supplies because he just didn't have them with him. So, he goes to order all the things, and I don't hear from him for like a month. So I called him and asked what was going on, and he was like, well, I just wanted to make sure you wanted to do it. Now, I understand that maybe he was just trying to be nice, but I feel like that's just crossing the line. It's my own body. I know what I'm doing. So there was that. Now, the jewelry he got me were eyelets. Externally threaded, and they were black. So it's just all bad. Bad news. Very much bad news. So everything was okay with the jewelry up until 2 weeks. And after those 2 weeks, I started having skin come out from the inside out. And it was constantly bleeding. If I cleaned off the skin, it would just continue bleeding. So after trying to fix it myself for a while, I went back to him and asked what to do. He told me to put tea tree oil on it. Completely helped. Everything was fine. So we switched the jewelry, and since then I've been wearing the same exact jewelry. I have pretty much all opal things in my face. It's opalite. It's glass. And I love them. I really do. They're one of my favorite piercings that I have. I definitely get a lot of questions asked about them. The main one, besides like, did that hurt? Was, does it go all the way through? And I think like people just mean, oh, like, does it go all the way through your nose? They mean, does it go from here through here and then out the other end? No, it does not. That's not how it works. I definitely do get a lot of negative attention because of them, and it's just something that I kind of have to deal with. I work at a greenhouse, and usually everyone's good about it. I do deal with a lot of older people, and this one older woman came up to me. Now I have short hair, and I do have kind of like a boyish face, and like I don't really have much of a chest, and when it's winter, you can't tell anything. But she looked me dead in the eyes and said, are you a girl or a boy? I was like, what the fuck? Why would you ask that? Why? Why would you ever ask anybody that? That's not even okay in my book to ask. Like, it's none of your business. And she said, well, I couldn't figure it out because of all the things in my nose. Okay. Like, I guess that rules. Me looking like a boy. But also, because I have a septum and 2 big things in my nose, this is why I constantly do this. And I have to scratch my nose like that. Very unattractive. But, what you gotta deal with. But all in all, it's painful. It's a pretty permanent decision. So think about anything before you get it done. I love the look of like any stretched piercings. That's what I plan on doing with my philtrum. I love big piercings. And I had my ear stretched at a time, obviously. I took them out to let them shrink because I wanted to try to get my earlobes a little bit thicker, so that's what's been going on. I got back to, I think, 5/8, and that was it. And then I took them out for too long and they shrunk. So right now I'm like at a 00 all over again, and it's absolutely terrible. But either way, that's pretty much just what was my experience with my punches. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I, of course, will answer them. And I will be hoping to make more just explaining my piercings. I figured I'll get that out of the way. Since it's one of the easier things for me to talk about, seeming that I have them. Yay. And I get a lot of questions about them, and I think it's just a little easier to kind of help people with videos or help people that are looking to get it done so that they can hear it, see things. But yes, that's what they are. That's my face and my piercings. So yes, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Goodbye.